people need to find a way to organize. And I think the federal job guarantee, which is one, is a great way. But the point of bringing that up was this Andrew Yang guy. He genuinely believed that just giving poor people money was the answer to all the problems. And it will make a poor person's day to have money. Hey, thanks, man. It's great. But it doesn't change anything. It's status quo. It keeps the system as is. And Milton Friedman had a great line. He's like, the only thing wrong with capitalism is we need more capitalism, right? And so this mindset of the monetarist is still very much at play with the Yang gang and the UBI crew. They've taken a knee to neoliberalism. They said it's inevitable. We can't do anything. The robots are coming. We're all going to die. Let's give a UBI and be done with it. And I'm here to say that, no, we can fight back. We can redefine what work is, and we can start bringing about care work. We can create a caring economy. After all, we're in the midst of a climate crisis. We're going to need people to check on old people to see if they're okay. We're going to need people to do things in the local community that have long since been forgotten. Things of organized, friendly, loving things in the community, reviving the soul of your community. It's been lost. We've become such consumption units. And the idea of taking back humanity from the brink of just becoming a consumption unit, I mean, like being a battery in the matrix. I want to be more than a consumption unit. I want to live a life that is full. And so to me, a job guarantee provides an opportunity to redefine what work even is. We're not competing with the industrial sector. We're talking about care work. We're talking about whatever your local community wants to do that isn't being done by the man because it's not profitable. So we can create jobs to meet everyone's skill level, including many people that are disabled in this world, but wouldn't be disabled, that have the ability to sit in front of a computer and maybe play chess with an elderly person, and talk to them and give them companionship. Maybe that's a job guarantee job. I mean, there's so much there that we just don't even think about because our minds have been closed down to the realm of possibilities. But what if? I just keep asking, what if? And so this is, to me, how we change that neoliberal paradigm, is to start getting people to see how the money works, realize, hey, we can do great things, and then start saying, what if? And I think that we can do some great things if time hasn't run out on the climate crisis. You know what I mean? Physics doesn't negotiate. So we are running in a two-legged race here, where you've got climate saying, hey, I don't care what you guys do over there. I'm not partisan. I'm going to wipe you out. And over here, we've got people fighting about whether it's going to be inflationary. And it's like, hello, people, we got to get our heads out and let's make some change. So that's the message.
I mean, I think it's a Morgan Freeman quote, actually. It says, just because I disagree with you doesn't mean that I hate you. And we need to relearn that in society. And a couple of things you mentioned there really sort of speak to this realization or idea that I've had of late. It's just that there's some really loud, crazy people. But when you get past that, I don't know, maybe I have this really misguided belief that most people generally want the same thing, and that's a fairly fair and non-corrupt society in which, if you work hard, you're going to be successful. But if you befall tragedy through health or, whatever happens to you, that you're not just going to wither and die because the system has forgotten you. And there's this lovely, beautiful, very boring, people tell me, middle ground, that has loads of really amazing ideas, in order to try and take some of the human ingenuity we have and figure out how to make everyone's lives a little better, instead of just, creating more profits for the super rich. I guess that's the way I would put it. But why are you so, what does a federal jobs guarantee look like? Because some people would definitely accuse you of saying we can have fully automated luxury communism.
So imagine this. We have buffer stocks of corn. We have buffer stocks of oil. We have buffer stocks of everything. The one thing we don't have is buffer stocks of labor. Okay. So when you're let go or you're fired from a job, all right, you're unemployed. That's that. Your effective wage rate is zero. Okay. So we have allowed the cost of labor to drop to nothing. once we allow people to go there. What we're offering is a transition job, an opportunity to, if you get laid off or you're in a bad situation, to walk away from that job, or if you get fired, get a job here, and it would serve the local community. Okay. And it would be at a living wage with benefits. So number one, you're not losing teeth in the middle of a pandemic because you got laid off. This is about building a buffer stock of employed people versus unemployed people so that they can transition back into, higher paying jobs as they choose, or you can create this as a permanent job. If somebody wants to stay in their local community and they found something that makes their life good and they can work shorter hours or whatever, why not let them? So again, it is really about redefining, because a lot of things that we desperately need as people don't necessarily have a profit at the end of the rainbow. Okay. And so that stuff just doesn't get done because there's no profit. And then guys like me who run nonprofits, we depend on volunteers and donations. I don't get a penny for the work that I do. However, we solicit donations. What if nonprofit work could be seen as a job guarantee job, and we could pay those volunteers for the time that they're working, and the federal government would backstop it and so forth. So there's opportunity there to create an employed buffer stock of people as opposed to an unemployed buffer stock. It's an either or. It really is Boolean. You're either unemployed or you're employed. And unfortunately, the way society works and the way hiring practices are, they make a lot of assumptions for people that are unemployed. They assume you don't have good hygiene. They assume that you don't wake up on time. They assume that you're irresponsible. They assume that you're underskilled. And so a job guarantee would also provide job skill training if you want it. It might even provide college. You may even fund students. You may say going to school is a job. You are effectively unable to work. You go to school. This is an investment in our nation. We're going to pay you a living wage to be a college student for whatever reason. So there's opportunities there to frame and structure things in many different ways that you and I have not even thought of. And I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I guarantee you there's a million more ideas that I haven't even thought of yet. And so imagination here plays it, but the luxury, gay, communist space, communism, that you hear. So
fully automated luxury communism.
There you go. I'd love it. I mean, I'd love it. Give it to me, baby. But if you think about this, like everybody talks about the march of the robots, and they talk about automation, and they talk about all this, stuff. But reality is, what if instead of letting automation benefit the few, what if we allowed it to benefit all of us? Reduce the working week. Instead of making it 40 hours, let's make it 24 hours, or whatever. And let's give people more time to be a part of the family. When I was growing up, my father would rush home from work. He'd get home at like 4:00 in the afternoon. He'd take off his patent leather shoes and his tie and put on his baseball coach's jersey and take me to the ballpark. And we would, he was my coach. And then he would take me to scouts, and he would train me how to, build a tent, or, use a knife, or, how to, build a fire. Different things taught me about herbs and different seeds and things like that. I learned an awful lot because my father was able to be a part of my life. That can't happen anymore. Now people are literally chasing 2 and 3 jobs to try and make ends meet because wages haven't kept up. And so to me, this is an opportunity to fundamentally change society, to give us the best, and to bring about real humane outcomes, real caring outcomes. And, this whole process here also empowers us to turn back some of the emissions to degrowth, to stop focusing on GDP and start focusing on the quality of life. It's, again, some of the stuff is hard to fathom if you've been through, 12 years of school learning neoclassical economics. You can't envision a better tomorrow. But for me, I don't have that. I've been able to see a better outcome, and I'm fighting tooth and nail to make it happen.
Thanks for making it all the way to the end of the podcast. Don't forget our sponsor, ExpressVPN, and my book, Brexit, The Establishment Civil War, can both be found in the links in the description below. And also, please like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. It's the best way to help us grow. Until next time, thanks for listening. Screw the hedge funds.
You can make as many rules as you want, but if there's no teeth behind them, what's the point?
Well, like Citadel is potentially just gone in a few months. It feels like financial institutions, that they are all laughing at us by buying GME. Screw the hedge funds. Like, I will lose my entire investment if it brings them down.
Why on earth, last May, could you buy the entire company for $200 million?
What's been happening on Reddit and in social media and in the marketplace has never been seen before.
I argue that nothing is off the table. There is nothing off the table when dealing with the volumes of money in something as big as the United States stock market.
The hedge funds have clearly underestimated a group of people raised on Friday night World of Warcraft raids.
Dark pools, they're another mechanism to manipulate and cheat. Mainstream journalists don't say these things for a number of reasons. One is their sources are the people that I'm talking about, and so they can't call somebody a crook.
Superstonk and the other communities that have emerged are a hive mind, the likes of which we have never seen before. It's madness and brilliance, insanity and genius all rolled into one. It's very possible that Citadel will be gone in a few months. And not just Citadel, but the entire financial system has the potential to come crashing down. These crooks continue to gamble recklessly with the world economy, and this could be the moment that they finally get their justice.